Hello everyone and welcome back to part 3 of me making my homemade raviolis. So this is going to be, let me think one second, for the filling. So an 8-ounce package of herb, garlic, goat cheese. If you don't like goat cheese, you can use ricotta, that's up to you. And then I did 1/4 cup Parmigiano Reggiano that I like to grate in advance, and I'm going to go in with 1/3 cup of our butternut squash mixture. Like so. We are going to just blend this up. And this will be the filling for inside of the raviolis. So here we go. Now you may have to give it a scrape down, obviously. Oh yeah. Okay, let me scrape this down. We're going to give it a whirl again. So we want it all fully blended in. I probably should have grated my Parmigiano Reggiano a little bit smaller, but I didn't. So it is what it is. But it will be almost time to make our raviolis. So back on food processor, and we're gonna we're gonna blend it. Okay. The only thing I would suggest for next time is to just have the Parmigiano Reggiano fine, a little bit finer. That would be my suggestion. So we're going to go in here and get out the mixture. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but you really only need like a teaspoon per ravioli. So get this off the scraper and just y'all. Okay. Like I said, it doesn't look like a lot. Very, very tasty though. I have extra, so I can make more. So now I'm going to cover up the squash. But just a good tip to keep your cheese when you buy it in a big block, grate it. See, this was a little bit longer. You should do it a little bit finer for this recipe. Okay, my friends, let's get ready on the dough. We're just going to let this just sit here, do its thing. Looks gorgeous. Okay, here's the dough, and now let's move over to here. Let me grab some flour, and we're going to get ready for putting the dough in. Okay, so I'm using KitchenAid attachment. I'm going to actually pull this out a little bit further so that the flour can go on the floor and it's just easier to clean up. So I'm just going to give it a little sprinkle in there of flour. And now let's go to, let me lower you down, to the dough. Just going to put a little sprinkle on our work surface. pull out the dough, like so. And now I'm going to cut it. Go over with a tiny bit of flour. Maybe that will work a little bit better so you can see better. How's that? Okay. I'm going to get a sharp knife. And I'm going to cut this in half. And then in half again. Like so. That looks pretty amazing. So I do want to get a piece of saran wrap to keep the other ones from drying out while we work on this one piece for starters. So just put a little saran wrap over the other pieces. Oh my gosh, does anybody else not love saran wrap? Because it does this all the time. That's okay. I'm just going to cover that up. We're going to work with this piece here. It's been a while since I used this machine. My son bought it for me. And if this video runs a little bit longer, sorry folks, but that's what happens when you make real food. It happens. So I kind of want to help it along and flatten it a little bit, so that we can kind of get it into the machine. And we are going to go from 8 down to 1. Okay, so just like a little rectangle a little bit. Brush off some of the flour. You do have to put some flour so that it doesn't stick. So let's try this out because it's been a hot minute for me since I used it. Chop like that. And let's give it a whirl. Whoa, daddy-o. Do you see that already? Guess it wasn't tight enough. So let me adjust this and I'll bring it right back. Okay, I think I got it this time. Let's see. I don't think I had it put in right. I have it on 8. Yeah, definitely not. I'm just going to let it come through the rest of the way like this. I think we should just start on 1 and go to 8. It's okay. You can use this for another form of pasta. So let's let this run through and then we'll refix it. Okay, we got it all through. And then basically, I'm just going to set that off to the side. I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to reuse it, but I'm pretty sure this has to be on, let's try it on 1. You might have to go from 1 to 8. That might be why that just happened. I did tell you I haven't used this in a hot minute. Okay, so let me just do the same thing to another piece. Make it into a little bit of a rectangle. We can even reshape the other piece you just used. But I want to get this rocking and rolling. So let's see how 1 does. We have some flour. Like I said, I can at least clean up the floor. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to run it through twice. Just this time. And then we're going to go down to 2, or up to 2, I should say. If it gets extremely long, you can cut this. Three. It gets so long. I'm going to turn down to the next one. This is getting super long, so I think I'm going to cut it. How gorgeous that is. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, turn you around, move the stuff out of the way. And what you can do is you can put it down and then, whoopsie daisy, and then just straighten it out like so, and then you can just cut it. This is already pretty thin to me, so I'm trying to think of the length. Okay. There it is cut. I have the other piece in my hand. Whoa, daddy-o. Tripod falling. Why I have a piece of pasta in my hand. We're just going to lay this one down. I know it looks like an unorganized hot mess because my tripod wants to keep falling. I think that this is pretty thin, me personally. Now what you want to do is get a baking sheet and put some semolina flour on there. You can actually take this piece right here and you can run it through again. But I, my friends, I'm going to work with this piece right here. So let me get the baking sheet. I'm going to put on a pot of boiling water and we are going to get ready to fill these. So we'll be right back. Okay, so this is how long my sheet is. This is ravioli. This is the regular size. I'm not going to do the jumbo. And now let me sit you right here 1 minute. What you want to do, like I said, it's been a hot minute since I've made these. So let me raise you up a little bit. What better way to do a test run for holiday gifts than to try it out on YouTube, right? Whoopsie daisy. You could cut it, like I said, but I'm not going to do that. I am just going to cut it where I think the tray ends. So these might not be the most beautiful first batch, but that's okay. Get my knife. And I'm going to cut it about, you don't want to like make it too taut. You want it to be able to fall in on its own. So I think I'm going to cut it about right here. Hopefully this piece does not get all stuck on me. What do you say? Okay. Lay it like such. It's sort of like a pancake, you know, sometimes the first one is what it is. This is the actual mold, and you would just kind of go like this. You might want to put flour on the underneath of it, because I did not. Now this is what makes the little divots. Like so. Pretty good. And then we are going to fill these. I have the water on boiling, but I want to make sure that my other sheet is like going to be wide enough. Because I kind of didn't put flour down. So bear with me, folks, bear with me. Even if I gotta run another piece through, I will. Because the main thing is you want it to be wide enough. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because I don't want to waste that piece that I initially messed up on. So while the water is boiling, doesn't that look good? While the water is boiling, I'm going to run another piece through the KitchenAid, and I'll bring you right back. Okay, let's start filling. We'll see how this goes. Let me just double check the little nachos are good. What you're going to do, you don't need a whole lot. About a teaspoon. Can always go back, give it a little bit more. But I don't want these to rupture. I just want to try these out and taste them before I go making like a gazillion. And like I said, I have not used my KitchenAid pasta thing in a good hot minute. So it happens to the best of us. It's like the first pancake. Never comes out perfect first time around. The water is just getting ready to come up to a boil. I could use a little bit more. Like so. You can buy these ravioli kits on Amazon. They're not that expensive. Like $11, I think, to make raviolis. That's why I bought a lot of goat cheese. And if I have to do some more squash, I will do that. Okay. I'm gonna make sure they all have a good amount. Now we're gonna go in with the other piece. Hopefully. Like so. If it hangs over, that's fine. You can always just trim it. Plus, I think my kitchen was just a little bit hotter. So then, what we're going to do is just a little pinch over the top. And then This is my first time using this little gadget. What you're supposed to do is I am going to cut that off and throw it out. And then rolling pin with flour. And here we go. In order for these to come out, you have to roller the rolling pin over it lots of times so that they come out. And this is why this video had to be broken down into multiple pieces. I was cleaning the kitchen, like, okay, I'm moving on to the next step, and I'm going to have fun cleaning up the mess. But from what I understand from somebody who has one of these, is you have to go over this pretty hard in order to get it out. So, and you could just go around the edge like this for the extra flour. This would be great for like Christmas, New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, add some seafood into that. And let's see if this works. And then, cookie sheet with semolina. If I see the first one, you know, like a pancake. Whoops. Okay, not too shabby. Oh, we got a ravioli. I think I want to go over this again. I really want them to pop out easy. Don't mind me. Looking a hot mess. I'm in pajama pants and yeah. Okay, I think it's just starting to get warm in my kitchen. So I'm going to try not to handle them too much. I don't like how they're flattening on the bottom. Maybe that's just the way that it is. Want some semolina. I think I missed my big kitchen. Mama needs room. Okay, so I'm going to get the rest of these out. I have cornmeal, semolina all over my phone. Let me get the rest of the raviolis out. We're going to cook them. Okay, so there they are. They're out. And I'm just going to have me and my roommate taste test some because I'm going to make a brown butter sauce for them. But I think the trick was, because this is brand new, is to really flour this up. So I'm going to go in with, which will only take a minute or so. Let's do 5 to taste test. So we're going to get ready to take them out in a minute, and maybe I'll whip up some brown butter sauce, or should we just try them like this? I don't know, I'll figure it out. Okay, so just to taste test, I whipped up some sage, thyme, brown butter sauce. For the holidays, you can chop up some walnuts and put it in, and yeah. We're going to get ready to taste test. You want to make sure that the sage is crunchy. Like I said, normally things go a little bit more smoother than this, but that's okay. All good. And you're just going to go in. Now I'm using a very little pan. Okay. Saute them up. The brown butter sauce. See if I can squeeze one more in here. There we go. I guess we'll see how they taste. Okay, so I'm just going to take a couple out. Can you follow this over to the plate? We are going to just taste test a couple and see what we think. Okay, my roommate's behind the camera right now, so let me get us a fork and a knife and we'll just taste test it. You want to taste test first? Here you go. I'll take the camera.
It's hot.
No, really?
Very hot.
He always does that when it comes to hot home-cooked food. It's hot. No, it's supposed to be cold. He drops it.
First day with my new lips.
First day with his new lips.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. This
Yeah,
is what
good.
drives everybody crazy when Jimmy taste tests my food. Because he doesn't say it's lousy or it's good. It's pretty good. Let me try.
It's good.
Let's taste test. It's my piece.
Top.
Okay.
Very good.
It's definitely good. Definitely good. Just need it to not make a mistake on this, because apparently this was supposed to be really floured and I didn't do that. So, yeah. And then you already saw the mishap on some of my sheets with that. Yeah. So anyway. They are good. I say it's like the first pancake. It never comes out perfectly. But
It's cheesy.
yeah, they are really good. You could taste the goat cheese, the Parmigiano Reggiano. Do you think the squash is powerful? I don't. Yeah, see, the squash is very, very subtle. So that is my 3-part video, my friends, of, you know, trying to get back to things I used to do. And I wanted to try to make this homegrown from out of the garden. That is what the inside looks like with that squash. Sage, thyme, brown butter sauce. So I think when I make the next batches, they'll probably come out a little bit prettier looking, but what'd you think, Jim? Everybody says try a crunchy piece of sage. Why am I taking yours? Let me try my own. Oh, yeah. Okay. So there it is. I know it's not the most beautiful picture, but it is what it is. I have some more, and I have, yeah. And I was cleaning. Jimmy will tell you. Now I have to clean up my own mess. But I think they're pretty good.
Yeah, very good.
I think if I let them sit, you know, go in the freezer for a couple minutes, that might have helped too. But anyway, thank you everyone for joining me. I'm just trying to make some raviolis for the freezer here and maybe for my two sons, but they are tasty. So, I'm chewing. Yeah, do you really like them, Jim?
Yeah, they're very good.
Very good. Okay. Yeah, you like the new shelf on the back of the kitchen wall that Jimmy put up for me? Yeah, I was cleaning and now I have a mess to re-clean up. But thank you everyone for your patience. I have to make some more. And yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this. And I guess I will catch you on the next video. I'm going to eat some more. All right. Like, subscribe, share. I know the picture's not beautiful, but I'm sure the next batch I do won't end up looking like your first pancake. Okay, love you all. See you on the next video. God bless.